All right, what's up? We are live. A little different this week, or today at least, as we're doing a 10-team draft. We're doing a 10-team PPR, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 QB, 1 tight end, 1 flex draft. So this is going to be quite a bit different than our normal drafts. What's up, Austin?
What up, Chris?
You ready for this 10-teamer?
I am. This is what my home league is. So,
Yeah, I think this is what most people's leagues are, honestly.
yeah, it's not like I prefer it or whatever. It just, yeah, you're right. It does seem like that's what a lot of, it's not what a lot of like the paid sites are, but a lot of people's like home leagues are 10.
Yeah, a lot of home leagues are 10-team, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 QB, 1 tight end, 1 flex. Which, if I'm not mistaken, that's what we got here, but I'll verify it. Why can't I pull up the draft today?
Yeah, and I think it's full PPR you got down to. So,
Yeah, full PPR, 1 QB, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 1 flex. Yeah. So this is all about the starting lineup. Bench barely matters in this format. That's because this is what my home league is too. And I find that there's guys on the waiver wire every single week. So
especially after that first week after that first week, it's like everyone runs and there's so many options.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. It looks like, all right, Long Wings on.
Unfortunately, though, my home league hasn't gotten rid of the defense and kickers.
Yeah. Either does mine still has that too, but I'm not going to draft defensive kickers.
Yeah. I just can't convince them to get rid of it.
Make sure everybody knows. So people aren't in here drafting like the normal way where we do our 3 wide receiver. All right. Eldon's here. So it looks like we're waiting for Mr. 24K God. And Jeremy. Where's Jeremy? Grading this is going to be challenging too, because every team is probably going to be really good.
Well, yeah, I was just about to say you're going to have to just be a little bit tougher because
yeah, it's like
what would be like an 8 in the normal thing would be like a 7. You know what I mean? Because the teams are going to be better. Oh, you want to hear someone I'm fading like super hard now?
Sure.
Dallas Goedert.
Oh yeah, I wasn't really super high on him anyways, but
he was originally for me in that like second tier kind of with like the fans and those type of guys. And now he's like I'd probably draft like Irv Smith over him, honestly.
I'm starting to come back around on Irv Smith.
Yeah.
I think people read into that, myself included, read into that quote where they're like, his role's not going to change. But I think where is
Jeremy? Oh yeah, I remember that. But yeah, it's just one quote. It's kind of hard to.
Yeah. Did Jeremy did he make his pick in the underdog or did he time out?
I honestly haven't checked it. I finished mine and then I clicked off.
Let me see, because he's not on here. Does it say, like, how do I look at the board? Here's the board. Where is he? Yeah, I don't know if he made that pick. I don't think he made that pick because it was his 3rd tight end and he had Kittle, but maybe he did.
It says it's completed the draft, so he must have.
Well, no, he had 2 hours left when I tagged him, and that was a few hours ago.
Was he the last person to pick?
No, but after him, there was only like 5 picks left.
Okay, yeah, because it says it's complete, so the whole draft says it's complete.
Yeah, I mean, did he? Because I tagged him and I said you have 2 hours on the clock. Did he respond? No, he didn't respond.
I've been super lazy with checking Discord, so I haven't seen anything.
Give him a few more minutes. What's up, Roberto? If not, Roberto can jump in.
Hey, gentlemen, how are you?
Good, since he's on the Zoom anyways. How long do I usually give you, Austin? Like 30 seconds, and then I kick you?
If 30 seconds. Anytime I look down and I see that I'm like a minute late, I'm like, oh shit, I better hurry up. There was like a week ago, or I don't know, it was probably like a week or two ago. I was in the shower and like I completely blanked on the draft. And I was like, oh shit. It was like the quickest shower I've ever taken.
No, I usually give guys like 5-10 minutes. Well, were
Nah,
you on
You're
the
pretty good about it. In all honesty, you're pretty good about it. But usually, if they don't show up within 5 minutes, they don't show up. Period.
Yeah. Were you on the Sunday draft, the Sunday morning draft?
No, I had something going on. I couldn't show up to that.
Well, I was gone. So I wasn't supposed to do anything with it. And I was golfing. I checked my phone at like 10:30 and there's a text from Pierre like, I need you to start the draft.
Oh, he couldn't
Late.
start it?
Yeah. So we started like 30 minutes late. And then there was an open spot. So Sleeper automatically put me in the draft.
Oh, damn.
I'm like trying to golf, trying to draft. Yeah, it was a mess. So, yeah, I don't know what's up with Jeremy because he didn't. All right, Roberto, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, I'm gonna. Oh, Jeremy's okay. I'm gonna kick him, and then you should just be able to take the spot.
Figuring out how to kick people was such a blessing.
Seriously. All right, can you take that? Okay, so spot 9 should be open, Roberto. Can you grab it? Then we'll get started here.
I'm actually in the mock draft. I'm drafting in the 8th spot.
Oh, okay. Sorry, we have another Roberto. I thought it was you. I thought it was him. All right, we need someone else to get in here. Let's I'll get somebody off Discord. Unless Jeremy suddenly appears.
Were you happy to see Saquon came off the pup list?
Of course.
I don't understand why they put him on it to begin with for like a week.
They had well,
I mean, it was literally like a week he was on it.
I think he has to pass a physical. So I don't think he was quite there where he would have passed the physical or something. I don't know. I'm still not sure. I don't feel like week 1 is for sure a lock yet. If he plays in the preseason, then week 1's a lock. All right, here we go. Nick's on, so here we go.
I would be shocked if he played in the preseason.
Well, I think if they want him to play week 1, he's going to play in the preseason, even if it's only a couple series. Like you can't just throw him out there week 1 he's got to get some game action.
Well, when's their last preseason game was probably when they would give him a couple snaps. I mean, I can't imagine them doing it before then.
Yeah, no, it'd be like the last preseason game, get him out there. And then I think, okay, if they do that week 1, like he might not play his normal, like almost every snap role in week 1, but he'll play. If they don't, then definitely week 1 gonna make me a little nervous. But I think we're gonna see him at worst by week 3.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they do if they have another terrible year. I mean, I can't imagine they're going to hold on to the GM or head coach any longer. And then
I can't believe they still have Dave Kettle.
Same thing. Talk about someone who's like just has never done anything yet keeps getting jobs. Like it's so ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's good to see him off pup, but he's still got, he's not there yet.
Yeah,
Back-
honestly, between Gettleman and then what is it, Pace for Chicago?
Yeah.
I mean, those two guys have had like getting the worst GMs, especially in terms of like quarterbacks. They keep airballing their picks.
Well, when you reach on a guy that you could have gotten in the second round with your 5th overall pick, I mean, dude.
Or when you trade up to get Trubisky and you pass on Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. I mean, he could have picked like any. It's not like he missed one guy. There was like 3 or 4 guys he could have picked that would have been
Yes.
just fine.
And what were the Bears picking in that draft originally before they traded up, like 10th or 15th?
I think it was right around like 10, 11, 12, right?
Yeah,
in that range.
they could have gotten one of those guys without even making a trade.
I mean, rarely does I feel like trading up and giving up a ridiculous amount of assets work out.
Yeah. Hardly ever.
First round picks are just so valuable. It's just
Yeah. And that's the
However,
thing.
it's almost like they figure like, okay, if this doesn't work out, we'll get fired, but like screw the next management system that comes in who has no picks then, you know what I mean?
No, I think there is a little bit of that in there for sure. And when you look at like that's the thing about, obviously Deshaun Watson has more than just trading. He's got all this legal stuff that teams have to think about when they're going to trade for him, right? Because like if you're going to give up, all your first round picks and maybe a player, and then Deshaun Watson is suspended for an entire season, you're probably going to regret that decision.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, imagine being the new Texans GM and being like, okay, so this is what I have to work with. Like,
well, that's the thing. Even if, like, let's say the Eagles do trade, like, let's say the Carson Wentz pick ends up being a first, and so they trade those 3 firsts and like a good player to the Texans for Deshaun Watson. Okay, that's great. You have Deshaun Watson, but how do you build around him now? You don't have any draft picks to use.
the offensive line is getting old as hell. It's already been injured constantly. So then you'll have a guy who constantly is getting sacked, and it'll look like the Texans all over again.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like that's why you got to really think when you're going to give up all that draft capital for a guy. Like, it's one thing if you already have a lot, like all the other pieces in place, and you're like, we don't have to rebuild. We're just missing this guy. But when you're like the Eagles and you're missing a lot of pieces, and you give up all your draft picks.
Yeah, unless that guy is going to take you to the Super Bowl, it just doesn't make sense.
Right, which again, he's not. At least, I mean, I think Watson's a good enough quarterback to take a team to the Super Bowl, but the Eagles don't have enough pieces. Like, they don't have enough pieces on defense or offense.
No, not at all.
So, and then you trade all those picks, and it turns out like he gets into legal trouble, and you don't have him for a year and a half or something. It's like, oh my God.
Legal trouble, gets injured. There's so many things that can happen, and then you don't have anywhere to go in terms of picks.
Yeah, you're screwed.
You don't have any picks to replace him at quarterback. You don't have any first round picks. I mean, that's like the Texans. I'm sure if they had a first round pick this last year, they would have spent it on quarterback, but they didn't.
Yeah, they definitely would have. That's like why a team like Denver makes more sense to me, because Denver could say, okay, when we're healthy, we have a very good defense. We have weapons on offense. We just need a quarterback. We can take the risk of trading away picks and saying, let's just go all in now. But a team like the Eagles, to me, is like, I mean, I get it. Like, you don't, like, Deshaun Watsons don't grow on trees, but at the same time, I don't think they're going to be any better than the Texans.
No, and they would have had a top 3 pick this year?
The Eagles?
No, the Texans, had they not traded it away.
Yeah.
Top 3, yeah.
Probably should have gone Waller over McLaurin in this format.
Yeah, I love getting that tight end there in this format.
Yeah, because you can still get good players later. I probably should have.
You only need 2 wide receivers.
Yeah.
It's not a bad pick. It's just
No, I mean,
it's not going to hurt. It's not going to ruin your draft by any means. It's just
no, it's still got a top 10 receiver.
yeah,
But in this format, you can afford to take the tight end for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
How does Pierre get Kelsey at the 2.8? That's crazy.
Especially, in this format, that's a steal.
Honestly, I probably should have gone Kelsey over Najee. That's two bad picks.
Yeah, but I really don't hate I really like, I would say, the 2 RB start in this format.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. Like I was tempted to go Najee over D-Hop.
I was glad you didn't.
Very tempted. I mean, in this format, whenever I've gone 2 running backs to start, I've always been very happy with the outcome. Typically always make the playoffs, get pretty far.
I don't know if Nick knows the roster.
Oh, because he hopped in late. Yeah, I'd let him know.
Maybe he does. I don't know. Maybe he does. Joe Mixon at the 4-1 and Edwards-Helaire at the 3-4-3. That's ridiculous in this form.
It really is.
Also, I don't know if he knows, but he drafted of course he knows, but he drafted both Rams back-to-back wide receivers. So I think I should have got he should have gone Julio over Robert. But I mean, yeah.
I'm okay with both those wide receivers because they can both be good every week.
Chris Godwin or Amari? What do you think, Chris?
Well, I mean, I love Amari. He did come off PUP today. Makes me feel a little better.
Yeah, that's where I was leaning. I would have been happy with either one of them, honestly. There.
Oh, no, I'll take Godwin now.
Yeah, either one I was good with. I think they'll probably have similar years.
I definitely like Amari more than Godwin if Amari's healthy.
Yeah, I mean, Godwin's been good when he's on the field, though. I mean, he was a little bit banged up last year, but when he was out there, he was solid.
No, he's a great player. It's just
and the only other question is too: does Antonio Brown, take a little bit more of a step up? I'd say.
Yeah, if Antonio Brown takes a step up, I mean that's going to hurt Godwin and Evans. Honestly,
It will.
So.
Yeah. Honestly, David Montgomery probably could have been a good pick there too.
Like I'm looking here and I don't look at the wide receivers and think, wow, there's so many more wide receivers left than normal. It's still like,
oh man, how bad of a mistake was that though? Drafting 2 quarterbacks with the same bye week on Underdog. That was so brutal, man.
At least you caught it.
I didn't catch it. Somebody else caught when I posted it in the Discord. Somebody else caught it for me.
Yeah, that's true because that would have been bad. All right, well, that's who I was going to go with. So now let's just get our guys.
Oh man, you left him for me. Love that.
Nah, no, with the groin injury, and now he's got the groin injury.
I'm still good with it mid-5th, honestly.
That groin injury, no way. And then
I mean, if it comes closer to the season, he's still dealing with it. Okay, yes.
But then the Lions coaching staff has done nothing but talk up Jamal. I haven't heard one positive. I haven't heard them say one positive thing about DeAndre Swift. Not that I don't think DeAndre Swift is a good player. I just don't think they don't have any ties to DeAndre Swift. I don't think they're like, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm nervous about DeAndre Swift.
Oh, I'm not going to say I'm not nervous about him. I'm just saying in a mock draft this early, I'll take him.
Well, mock draft, you can do anything.
If we got money on this, maybe not. I have no shares of him on Underdog, if that's telling.
Yeah, no, I have like very few.
Yeah.
It's just making me nervous.
Although I heard Joe Mixon was having some issues too with his foot or something.
I mean, it's Joe Mixon.
Yeah, it's just.
I mean, that was such a weird thing last year.
It's weird, and he never had surgery on it, so.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, he'll be back soon. He'll be back soon. He'll be back soon. Okay, IR.
Yeah, I had him on my team, and it was unfortunate. I somehow survived having Joe Mixon, Kenny Galladay, and there was one other guy on my team that got hurt last year. I'm blanking, but I somehow got to the finals in that team.
Wow.
Pretty much because I had Derrick Henry and David Montgomery, but.
Well, yeah, that will do it.
That's pretty much the only reason I got anywhere. Okay.
All right, we're getting some early QBs here.
I think I'll go Tyler Lockett there.
All right. Well, it was between him. Obviously, he's out. Him or him. I'm going to go him. Although I also like him, but I'm going to go with him. We'll see if the other him makes it back to me. There's actually a few hymns I like here.
Were they wide receiver hymns or running back hymns?
There were wide receiver hymns.
Gotcha.
There are some running back hymns I like as well. But I feel like when I start Zeke, Najee, I can definitely wait on my RB3.
Absolutely.
Yep. Do you think Michael Thomas gets traded from New Orleans or he stays?
I don't think we see Michael Thomas play football this year. I really don't.
And then I think he gets traded in the offseason next year.
Yeah, it's gonna be
that would be my prediction.
the guy just had surgery on his ankle. Our team's really gonna trade for a guy when they haven't like even seen him play since the surgery. Yeah, I think it's gonna be hard for them to trade him. I don't even know if they're gonna try to trade him. I don't think we're seeing Michael Thomas this year. Don't draft, especially in a 10-team league. Don't draft Michael Thomas. Don't waste a pick.
True.
There's so many guys on waiver wire in a 10-team league. Like whoever drafts Michael Thomas will probably drop him in like week 9 or 10, or even sooner. And if he does end up coming back, you can just grab him off the waiver wire. Well, so far my him is still there. Let's see if he makes it.
Let me guess who your him is when your turn is up.
Okay. Although I might be better off with a running back him here, but
They're falling, that's for sure. I would have loved to get Josh Jacobs here if he instead of Swift, but
I just don't like Jacobs.
I don't either. But Jacobs in the 7th versus Swift in the 5th, I would take that.
Yeah, I would too. Okay, so who do you think?
I think you're taking Juju.
Either Juju or Chase Claypool, one of the two.
Yeah.
It was Claypool, and I think that's where I'm going to go.
Yeah, and whichever one you don't take, I'm going to take. So,
But man, these running backs, like, there's some good running backs still.
Yeah, I was gonna take Juju if he fall.
Whatever.
Yep.
Claypool looked good, man. I saw the highlights of that game. He looked really good.
Yeah, he was playing a little too hard.
But he's just a physical specimen. I didn't realize he was so athletic.
Yeah. But it's like, dude, it's first of all, why is he playing in that game? Second of all, why are you laying out for a football in this game?
It's mentally probably very hard for him to be like, I'm not going to go for this ball, you know?
Exactly. That's why Mike Tomlin needs to sit him.
Yes.
Like what? Why does Chase Claypool and Deontay, like Big Ben wasn't out there, so why do they need to be out there?
Because there's always that old saying that if you're not going hard, like you're risking even like more injury. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's hard for these guys can't turn it off.
No, if you're out there, you should be going 100%. But if you shouldn't be out there to begin with, kind of.
No, I shouldn't be out there in that game. I don't think they need to be taking, like, I don't think Mason Rudolph needs to be taking snaps with those guys out there. Like,
I was so disappointed that he was above Haskins in the depth chart.
come on, Haskins is terrible.
That was brutal to see.
Wanted Haskins to be good so badly, and he just wasn't. It wasn't good. Let's see, what do these teams have?
Where should I go here?
All right, well,
I don't love that pick, but
I think that's a good pick. Ugh, do I take one here or do I wait? Will they make it back? Will one of these guys make it back? I wish there was like a third QB that I really loved, then I would have waited.
yeah.
But-
I hate seeing Kareem Hunt go at the 7-9 and then Jacobs at the 7-10 when I took Swift at the 5-6.
Yeah.
That's tough to see.
Stinger and Elgin don't have a QB, so I don't know. I don't know if one of those guys. Obviously, the QB would not have gotten past Stinger. He took Russ right after me. And tight ends went pretty early in this draft. Yeah, Elgin took a QB, so that was a good pick. So I don't think Dak would have made it back to me.
No, definitely not.
And I think in a 10 team, it's important to have one of those elite QBs. Ah, you guys are gonna do this to me. All right, I'm gonna shoot for the upside here.
Isn't a whole lot here I like right now. Only got 3 running backs. All right, I don't love this here, but I think it's a decent pick.
Yeah, it was between him and Mostert for me. So, but it's like the Mostert can stay healthy.
He can win you a week. Yeah, it's the right pick in my opinion.
He's just got to stay healthy.
Yeah, as long as he's healthy, he's going to get touches. So that's one way to look at it.
I'll take the reach.
That's a good pick. Maybe a little early, but I think he's gonna have a great season.
Chris, can you let me know when I'm up?
Sure.
My whole app just crashed.
Your whole app just crashed?
Yeah, my whole computer for some reason. I don't know why.
You're next.
Yeah, I just got it back up. I'm good.
Okay.
Um,
Wow. I don't think McCall Hardman needs to be drafted in a 10-team league, but that's just me.
does not need to be drafted.
Doesn't need to be drafted in a 12-team league either. Ah, man. All right. I think I like him a little better. Maybe not, though. Close. Close for me. You probably should have waited on Stafford.
Does everyone else have a quarterback? Oh, they do. Oh, I didn't look.
You could have picked somebody else there and still got Stafford. In the
Yeah, I didn't realize everyone else had a quarterback, but
Yeah,
I didn't want to end up with like, well, I guess Tom Brady would have been just as good. But
Yeah, you still would have gotten Stafford because wow, Pierre just picked James Conner over Damian Harris. What? I don't know if you guys saw it today, but on the depth chart, they have Dobbins and Edwards listed as the starters.
his co-starters, it's so typical. If there's going to be a 50, like a exactly 50-50 split, it's probably going to be that one.
Yeah, for sure.
Like if two guys are going to each get like 150 carries, like exactly to a T, that would be it.
Yes, for sure. All right, who's gonna be my tight end? I feel like are some of these teams missing a tight end? No, they all have a tight. Are Stinger and I the only teams without tight ends?
Yeah. Yep. No, the first team to Forest.
All right, well, I will get first pick at tight end then.
Yeah, especially in this format, if you don't get one of those like first couple tight ends, then it makes so much sense to wait till the end.
Yeah.
I can get one more running back. It's between Hines and Lindsay. Pretty equal for me. I'm avoiding like all Colts at this point, so we go Lindsay.
Well, he's my guy. Let's go. He's my guy.
You see what Stinger said? A breakout top 15 tight end. That's not hard to be a breakout tight end. 15.
No.
What is that, like 2 catches for 40 yards each week?
Yeah, it's not a lot. I mean, I dropped that stat where, and I didn't find the stat. Somebody just posted it where there was that one game where Tunyon had 3 touchdowns, and if you take that game out, he goes from tight end 4 to tight end 14. Like that. That's the difference.
The one thing I didn't realize before doing those best ball ones is just people really like grabbing more tight ends a little bit earlier in those. And if you wait too late, you're going to get caught with like, because I think it's either in our league or one other one. I have like Jonnu Smith as my number 1 tight end, which is a little bit concerning.
It's okay in best ball because you just need one of them to do something each week.
Okay, but what if the people you have are like Jonnu Smith, Austin Hooper, and like Cole Kmet? I'm not sure any of them will have like a week.
Well, you're definitely gonna have some weeks where you might only get like 3 or 4 points from your tight end position. But again, outside of the top 2 last year, the next best tight ends averaged 11 points per game. So you're not really losing a lot.
I get that, but what if like somebody has a combination of like an Irv Smith, Tunyon, and like one other? Like Irv Smith, Tunyon, and Troutman. I'd love a combo like that. You know?
So yeah, that's certainly a better combo, but tight end's not gonna make or break you in best ball unless you have, of course, like a Kelsey or a Waller or something like that who gives you a huge advantage at the position. So
Sure. Yeah.
all right, you want to grade this?
Yeah, why not? All right, Forrest. So we got C-Mac, Brown, Jeff. Oh my God, I forgot. Like this is a great start right here. The starts look so good. They're gonna all look so good though. Okay.
Yeah.
C-Mac, Brown, Jefferson, Dobbins at the 410 is good. Ayuk as your flex, or ETN as the flex. Beckham, Anderson, Rogers, and he didn't draft a tight end.
Oh, well.
So this team went from like an 8-5 to like a 6. I have to knock him for that. Especially when his last pick was Michael Gallup. He could have just gotten any of the tight ends. Yeah, we'll go with like a 6 with no tight end. Ale, we got Dalvin, Metcalf, Allen, and Deontay. Deontay as a flex is great. Allen and Metcalf as your 2 wide receivers is outstanding. Henderson is your 2. I love it. And then he's got Lamar, Fant, Michael Carter, Chenault in the 8th, or 9th even, who I'm getting higher on with the news about Chark. I think he's the one there in my opinion, but I could be wrong. Damian Harris, Corey Davis, Rashad Penny. He's got a lot of upside plays late. 0 holes, 0 even like his team's so upside. I'm gonna go a 9. I like this team a lot. What do you think, Chris? 9?
Yeah, it's a good team, but I think there's going to be a lot of good teams. But yeah.
Yeah, it's like hard because I don't want to go too high and then have like a team that's above that. But
yeah,
we can even go we may end up with like, if this is a 9, we may end up with like some 9-1s or 9-2s. We'll see. All right, Pierre. We got Kamara, Kelsey, A-Rob as your 1, Montgomery, Thielen is your 2nd wide receiver. So we got Robinson, Thielen, Boyd, Curtis Samuel, Mike Williams as your wide receivers. Then we got Kamara, Montgomery, Javante. So do I like this team more than the first team? I don't. I like the first team. The second team, Ailes more. We'll go 8-5. Chris, what do you think? Ailes over this one? What's your opinion?
Yeah, I think. I mean, Cook Kamara basically a wash. Ailes got those elite wide receivers. Monty over Henderson, definitely. They both have very good QBs. Kelsey, Fant. Kelsey beats him there. Well, I don't know, actually.
I think Ale has such a difference at wide receiver, though.
Yeah, that's true. It is significant because he's going to be starting Robinson, Thielen versus Metcalf, Allen, and then Johnson is flex. Boyd is flex. Yeah, probably slightly to Ale.
Yeah. All right. Stinger. We got Barkley, Ridley, Evans, Carson, Galladay, Waddle. Looking at the rest. So as running backs, we got Barkley, Carson, Sanders, Fournette, and then the wide receivers, we got Ridley, Evans, Galladay, Waddle, Mooney, Landry, and then Ferkshire. It's not a bad team. It's just not as good as Pierre's or Ailes. Just because I'm starting to come around with Galladay in a bad way. It's taken me a while, but I'm there now. I would go an 8 on this team. It's not a bad team, but it's worse than Ailes and Pierre's. It may be like a 7-5, honestly. Just because I think you could have done better than the Galladay and Waddle back to back. Yeah, that's where I would go. Like 7-5, 8, probably. All right, Chris, we got Zeke, Najee. Then we load up on wide receivers: McLaurin, Godwin, Sutton, Higgins, Claypool. You're never going to need a wide receiver. I mean, that's a pretty good rotation throughout the season. You got Dak, Mostert, Drake, Edwards, and Evan Ingram.
I've got the prettiest. If nothing else, I have the prettiest draft.
So I think I like everything about your team more than Pierre or Ailes, other than the tight end position.
I mean, definitely, Pierre's got me a tight end by a lot.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think, does everything else, make up for that? You know what I mean? I think it does, to be honest. I think I would go with you over Pierre, and then let me look at between you and Ale. I'm still not. I mean, Fant has upside, but I don't think I think he's far from a sure thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I obviously like Najee over Henderson. Yeah, I would probably give you the edge over Ale as well. So I gave him a 9. We'll go like 9.5 for this team. I mean, I like this team a lot, man.
Thank you.
Like it a lot. And I mean, obviously, you went Evan Ingram there, but you could always drop him and get any of the other tight ends off the board. So it's not that big of a deal. All right, we'll skip me. We got Vagoon. We got Eckler, Gibson, Lamb, Jones, Pitts, Herbert, Mike Davis. Brown, Gage, Hardman, Pollard. Yeah, and like this is the type of draft like you'd see on in the 12 team. You know what I mean?
Like, I mean, I love the Eckler Gibson start. I think Lamb and Jones is okay.
But does he need to go Pitts there, especially over Hawkinson? Then Herbert, which is I guess fine there. I'm not in love with his like 9 through 12.
You got to be really high on Justin Herbert to take him over guys like Kyler Murray and Lamar Jackson.
So to take Herbert at the 6.4 when you could have got Dak at the 8.4, or even if you're worried about Dak and his issues. You could have got Russ at the 8-4. And there's just not going to be that big of a difference between Herbert and Russ. I hate to say it, on a week-to-week basis, it's not going to be much. And then I mean, I guess he said he likes the sleeper aspect of Hardman, but
He's not even a sleeper. Everybody loves Hardman.
I mean,
Like the farthest thing from a sleeper. Like everybody thinks Hardman is gonna be awesome this year. Like he's the farthest thing from a sleeper.
I will die on the hill that he is a punt returner, but we'll see. I could be wrong, but we'll see. This team is not as good as the other couple, but it's not a bad team. Just because his first like 4 picks I think are really solid, but he goes a little bit off with the Herbert there and that. So I would go like 7-5 for this. Honestly, I wish he would have gone a little different pieces late, but he must be high on Herbert. I see in the chat.
I mean, obviously he's high on Herbert. If he's drafting him over those guys.
It's not that I'm mad about him going over them. I just don't like him going 2 rounds before them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's more my thing. Herbert rookie stats. See, Baker Mayfield's rookie stats, they were pretty good too. They were very good.
Everybody was all over Baker Mayfield in year 2.
Dude, he was going to be like the top like 5 quarterback in the NFL, man. He and Freddie Kitchens really tore it up. All right. We got Mr. 24 God. All right, we got Chubb, Devontae, Kittle, Clyde. I like those first 4 picks in that order. I would probably gone at Jones over Chubb, but that's nitpicking. Clyde at the 4-3 is great. DJ Moore as your 2, I don't love, but I don't hate it. Josh Allen there, Jerry Jeudy, Edmonds, Moore, Jones, Moss, Pittman. This isn't a bad team. It's just not quite as high as the others, I'd say. Still, it's kind of in that mid tier where it probably would makes the playoffs, and it's just not in that 9. I wouldn't put this. So right now, I would say that the top 3 are going to be you, Pierre, and Ale. I'd say this is in that kind of like 4 or 5 range. So I would give it again like 7-5, 8. All these teams besides the top 3 are kind of in the same boat for me. All right, Nick, we got Jones, Diggs, Cup, Woods. So Woods be your flex, Hawkinson, Gaskin, Hunt. You got RB2 plays, Devontae, Debo, Hurts, Murray, McKissick. Like this team. I think this team gets into the range with your 3, the top 3 teams.
We on Nick's team?
What's that?
On Nick's team, I was answering comments. We're on Nick's team?
Yes, I think it's in that range with those top 3 teams where it's like in that 8-5 range. I still think I prefer your team, but it's a solid team.
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, doing the Cup Wood stack, I'm not sure, but
I don't mind that.
I don't mind it either. I think
more like so
he didn't reach on either one of them, so it's kind of like he just took what fell to him.
He's flexing Woods or Cup, whatever. I'm flexing, let's say Sutton. He's rolling out Gaskin as RB2, which is fine. I think Najee will be much better than Gaskin. I think Gaskin will be good, but I don't think he'll be Najee level good just because Najee is going to get all the touches. Hawkinson certainly will be better than Ingram. And then as much as I love Hurts, I would take Dak over Hurts.
Yeah, and you have a lot of options in terms of your flex. You can flex Sutton, Higgins, or Claypool, which is kind of that's a pretty nice luxury.
That's why I draft this way in 10-team leagues because
and that's what I normally do too. I go running back, and then load up. But
even because during bye weeks, I'm going to crush people during the bye weeks because they're going to be like, oh man, I have to flex like Devonta Smith or Debo Samuel or something like that. And I'm like, oh, I'm flexing T. Higgins.
And I mean, Mostert is more than good enough to play on if he's healthy to be, fill in on your bye weeks for running backs, or Kenyon, or even Edwards is fine. So yeah, I would go your team, but I think he's still in that that top kind of 3 or 4 tier in terms of top teams.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, Long Wang, we got JT, Hill, Mahomes, Mixon, and then we got Chase. See, Chase shouldn't be your wide receiver 2 in a 10 team, in my opinion.
No, I don't think he should be your wide receiver 2 in a 12 team.
Yeah, I mean maybe a flex in like a 3 wide receiver league, but I don't think he should be your 2 in any league, like you said. Then Andrews, and then Jacobs and James Robinson. That's like combined maybe 10 catches on the season between the 2 of them. And then Chark, Cooks, Bateman, David Johnson. Yeah, I do not love this team. 7, probably like a 7, with in that range of like the bottom 4 teams, probably, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't see a lot of upside there.
No, he's gonna really struggle. Like if Chase struggles, yeah.
If Chase does struggle, who's he going to replace him with? I mean, Cooks, Bateman, Chark. I mean,
Chark and Bateman are both injured right now.
Yeah, Bateman just destroyed his groin, I heard today.
Yeah. They're saying if it's a grade 1 or grade 2, he should be fine for week 1. If it's grade 3 or worse, he might miss a few games. So,
well, they say he'll be fine for the beginning, but dude, those things have a tendency to re-aggravate.
the guy who took DeAndre Swift is his RB2.
Well, in all fairness, I did not know he had a groin injury. Since when did this come up?
Maybe if you paid attention to the Discord, we're posting stuff all the time in there to help you guys out.
I've been checking the Discord at all, man.
All right, that's great for you.
I've been so lazy with it.
Yeah, you would have known this. We posted this, and all right, let's do yours. Henry wouldn't be my pick there, but it's fine there.
Are you going Eckler over Henry now?
Yeah, I'm just off
You
of.
are.
It's not that I like, and I'm going to talk about this in an upcoming video, but it's not that I think Henry's going to be bad or going to bust. Henry just can't do better than he did last year, and that was only good enough for RB3. And I say only, like RB3 is great, but if you finish, like I think he could finish RB6.
I mean,
I don't think
Zeke couldn't get any worse.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get bad. I don't think you're getting bad value there. But I like a guy like Eckler. I think could finish RB3, RB2.
So the only guy there I would take over Henry, in my opinion, would be Aaron Jones. I'm super high on Aaron Jones.
They don't have Aaron Jones in that level just because he doesn't get like he's not going to get. The thing about Eckler is if he stays healthy every week, he's probably going to get over 100 targets. Like almost certainly going to get over 100 targets. Yeah, he just all Eckler needs is touchdowns.
It's super hard though for me to say he's going to get over 100 targets, basing that on what do we have with Herbert, like a 6-game sample size?
We have an 8 full game sample where he got 63, and we have an 8.1 sample where he got 64. And if you look at when he was out, Kalen Ballage was getting like 5 or 6 targets.
No, I mean, you're right. But again, you have to remember new system, new offense. I mean, there are some variables there. I mean, it's not a lock, I'd say.
I think it's pretty close to a lock if he stays healthy. But
okay, let's say he gets 100 targets and he scores 5 touchdowns on the season.
Well, then he's probably finishing like RB5. Because he's catching what, 80 passes, 85 passes, something like that.
What do you think? Is it 80% catch rate?
Yeah. He's a running.
There's no way he's going to be unless every ball he catches is like a dump off screen.
He had a 83% catch rate last year. Yeah, because that's what they are, and he's got an 8.
That surprises me that he was that high. It does.
Catch rate for his career.
Yeah.
So it's not like he was off the charts last year. So I think if he gets 100 targets, he's getting 80 catches or more. Like Alvin Kamara had 107 targets last year and 83 catches.
Yeah.
Because most of them are dump offs. They're not he's not running like go routes or Most of them are dump offs, or they're like, you know, quick little wheel routes across the middle or something. But yeah, anyways.
I
Would
just
you take Eckler?
for some reason I just don't see him in that Alvin Kamara like, and I probably should in that ability just because I don't think he's the athlete Kamara is. You know what I mean?
No. I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying if he gets 100 targets, he's gonna catch 80 plus passes. Which in people, I mean, if you think about it, like let's compare him to Derrick Henry since that's what we're doing. If Derrick Henry gets 20 catches and well, let's not even look at that. Let's just say Derrick Henry gets 0. He got 19 last year, which was a career high. But let's just say he gets 0, and Austin Eckler gets 80. Divide that. What's 80 divided by 6? Who's good at math? 9. What is that?
By 6,
12, 13, something like 13.
Yeah, it's between 10 and 15. We can say that.
12 is 72, 13 is 78. So that's basically like Austin Eckler got 13 touchdowns just from catching a pass, right?
Yeah.
So Derrick Henry could get 15 touchdowns and no catches, and Austin Eckler could get 80 catches and no touchdowns, and it's like Henry only had 2 more touchdowns than him. So
But why are you higher on Eckler than Jones? That's what I want to know.
because Aaron Jones isn't going to get those amount of catches. Because Aaron Rodgers, okay, one thing about
wait. Are we sure he isn't though? Because he's going to get all that work from Jamal Williams that Jamal Williams got in the passing.
Aaron Rodgers doesn't target the running backs 100 plus times. He just doesn't. He's a great look. People think Justin Herbert was like this gunner, but he really wasn't last year. Look at the game. Like he checks it down a lot. In the game with Tyrod Taylor, Austin Eckler got 1 target, and everybody was freaking out, like, "Oh my God, Tyrod Taylor's not going to throw it to him." And then Justin Herbert came in, and Austin Eckler started getting all these checkdowns because Justin Herbert checks it down a lot more.
This is obviously a tough question to ask off the top of your head, but do you remember how many catches Jamal Williams got last year? Are you able to look that up?
I think it was like 25 or 26, and Aaron Jones had like 45 or something.
Okay, so I mean, I don't think AJ Dillon catches more than like 5 passes this year, to be honest.
Well, that could be. But the thing we know, like, okay, Eckler is not going to be a 20 touch guy.
Jamal Williams got 31 catches.
Okay, 31, and Jones got what, like 40 stinger, something like that. I think 40. If I'm not mistaken.
He got 47.
47.
So what if Jones gets 70 targets this year?
Oh, well, 70 targets, and he's probably getting what, like 55 catches.
Yeah, he's a top like 3 or 4 running back for me then. Because he's going to get 10 plus touchdowns on the ground, I think, again.
Well, he didn't last year because they had the highest throwing rate inside the 5-yard line of any team last year. And Aaron Rodgers kind of playing with a chip on his shoulder again. So what if they do that again?
What did he get last year? I thought he got over 10.
Well, he might have combined.
Combined, he got like 16, I thought.
No, he would have been higher than RB5.
Oh, let me look this up real quick.
Look it up.
Austin Eckler got 54 catches.
I don't know how many, yeah, because he only played 10 games. Well,
Jones had, oh, my bad. I'm thinking about 2019. Okay.
Yeah, he had a lot of touchdowns.
That's where he had 16 touchdowns. Okay. That's because I had the number 16 like stuck in my mind for some reason. So that's what that was. And then last year he had 9 touchdowns.
Yeah. So, no, I like Jones. I definitely like Jones. I don't think Jones is a bad pick. Here's the thing. I'm in the first round. I want guys who I think can finish as the top scoring running back. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey, if he plays every game, has a lock on that. So now I'm looking at RB2.
Would you take Eckler over Elliott though?
No.
I sure would. But
I did take him over in my draft that I did, maybe. Just because I feel better about him catching passes. Because the thing is, if he catches 80 passes, because he was, if you took out, I don't know if you saw in the video I did, if you took out touchdowns from Austin Eckler last year, he and on a per game basis, he would have been the RB4 with no touchdowns. Assuming he did assuming he did what he did with Herbert over the whole season, he would have been the RB4. He averaged over 100 yards a game and almost 6 catches a game with Herbert in the healthy games with Herbert, not the game where he got hurt in the first quarter, obviously. Now that could change, of course. I get that. But if he gets 10 touchdowns, 15, and he got 11 touchdowns 2 years ago, and that was with Melvin Gordon. If he gets 15 touchdowns, he actually could finish I mean, he's not going to finish ahead of McCaffrey, of course, because he's on another level, but he could finish as the RB2. Henry will never finish as the RB2. It's impossible. It's impossible. Like, he just had 2,000 yards and 17 touchdowns, and he still couldn't crack the top 3 with no McCaffrey and no Barkley. So it's never going to happen for Henry. So I'm not anti-Henry. I just think, especially in a 10-team league, when I'm picking here, I want like that fantasy breaking upside.
What if this is the year Henry starts catching balls?
Oh, everybody. So wait,
Every year is the year.
every year's the year.
Every year you get a report out of camp like he's getting targeted more in the passing game, and everyone goes nuts. And it's like, okay.
If
We do
there's
this every single year.
And if there's ever a year for it to not happen, it's this year when they actually have 2 elite wide receivers. Like, why would they dump it off to Derrick Henry when they have A.J. Brown and Julio Jones? Like,
Yeah.
they're like,
Derrick Henry still managed to rack up 19 receptions.
woo. That's a career high, by the way.
Oh, that's what a little bit over 1 reception a game.
Yeah, barely.
Yeah.
Barely. So, anyways, let's go back. All this started from grading your team, but
Yeah.
I don't think Derrick Henry is a bad pick, and I think he can certainly finish as the RB6. I just don't think he can like have that like, because even last year he wasn't like a league breaker. He didn't like destroy leagues, and he gets game scripted out of games a lot. Right? Or not, I shouldn't say a lot, but when the Titans are behind by 2 or 3 scores, he's not getting the ball. But anyway,
No, you're right though. He's more of a safe pick. Where he's definitely going to finish as an RB1, but he does. Yeah, I agree.
so that's all I'm saying there. So anyways, Derrick Henry, DeAndre Hopkins, Darren Waller, that was great. I probably should have gone Waller, so that was a good pick. Amari Cooper. You know how I feel about Swift. I know it's at the 5th round, but man. So let's see. So now you're going to be flexing like Lockett or Juju. I do like this Sermon pick a lot. I think he's going to be really good. Stafford in the 10th is great. I think the running backs you got down the stretch there. Again, I mean, this is a very good team. I just think, like we talked about, if you would have gone maybe, I don't know who you like better, Higgins, well, Lockett than Higgins or something like that. I don't know how you would have played it if you didn't take Swift and then gotten, yeah, like you said, like a guy like Kareem Hunt, Josh Jacobs in the 7th. I think your team would have been a little better.
Yeah,
But-
full PPR, I may still go DJ Moore over T Higgins.
I mean, that's fine. Like, I think if whoever you like there, if you like DJ Moore,
Yeah, that's probably what I would have done there. Yeah.
gone DJ Moore, Tyler Lockett, and then like, I don't know, Hunter Jacobs. I
Yeah.
think your team
Yeah.
would have been better. So still a good team though. Still up there with the top teams, probably like a solid 8.5.
It's harder to like wreck a team in 10 team, you know what I mean? Like
Yes.
in 12 team, it's so easy. Like one bad pick, your whole team is just gone.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to wreck a team in 10 team, but
And
people-
even like not even gone. Like I've made picks where I've taken like Waller in the 3rd round. I'm like mid 3rd. I'm like, okay, this is a great pick. And then no wide receivers get back to me, and I end up with like Jamar Chase is my 2 again. You know what I mean? It's
And
just
you still managed with Amari Cooper at the 4-5.
yeah, and that's not bad. I'm just saying in like 12 team because I'll typically go like running back 1st round, wide receiver 2nd round, and then if I get like Waller in the 3rd round, by the time I get back to the 4th round, it's literally like I'm picking between, Jamar Chase, Brandon Ayuk, like those type of guys as my 2, and that's
I mean, I'd be fine with Ayuk as my 2.
as your 2 though. He's not gonna when you go up against the toughest teams in the league though. He's just not going to get it done as your 2. That's the thing. Like you may still have like a decent team, but when you're looking at like the top like 3 teams that are going to finish in the league, because that's all that matters. I mean, those are the positions that pay out in terms of money. I just don't know if he gets it done as a 2.
Yeah, the thing about a 10-team league is because my home league's been a 10-team league, and this is what I've adjusted my strategy in 10-team leagues more is your starting lineup matters way more than your bench, like significantly more than your bench. Like your bench barely matters because, like I say, it doesn't matter, but because there's so many players on the waiver wire still. There's so many guys on waiver wire that you should just be so focused on your starting lineup. Like you shouldn't try to get like, depth in the early rounds. It should be all about your starting lineup. So
The perfect strategy in a 10 team as well is during the year, package a couple bench players and try to get a good starter. that is I got Allen Robinson last year for like Tyler Boyd and I think it was Tyler Boyd and Melvin Gordon, and I swapped that for Allen Robinson.
Yeah, the 2-for-1 trade is a game changer in a 10-team league.
Yeah, and I had Derrick Henry and David Montgomery. I didn't need that third running back, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get a major upgrade at wide receiver here over Tyler Boyd, who at that point he had already lost Joe Burrow. So I was like, okay, this is perfect.
Yeah, and in a 10-team league, you win with studs. You don't win with a balanced roster. You win
Absolutely.
Like the team with the most studs wins.
Yeah,
For sure.
and that's just how it is. The team with the guys who are just consistently week in, week out, like have like 2 or 3 guys who are producing heavily.
Yeah.
It's just, especially if it's like a 10-team 2 wide receiver and not like 3 wide receiver. It's just, you need that a couple guys who just week in, week out just go off for you. Because I think last year, I finished, like as you said, like I think I finished the regular season like 7-6, but because again I had Derrick Henry and David Montgomery, it just worked out where I didn't have to do anything really besides have them go off, and then
Yeah, and that's it. That's like people worry so much about like week 1, week 2, week 3. It's like just get into the playoffs. Have a monster.
I think I lost my first 3 games last year.
Yeah, have a monster squad when you enter the playoffs, and it doesn't matter what you did in week 1, 2, and 3. Like, if you told me Saquon Barkley was going to barely play in the first 3 weeks and then he was going to be his usual self the second half of the season, I'd be like, give me Saquon Barkley all day, because I'll go 500 the first half of the season, eke into the playoffs, and then I'll crush everybody. It's fine. It's totally fine.
I mean, the advantage the top teams get over the bottom teams in the playoffs. I mean, I guess they get a bye or whatever, but it's not that big of a deal, honestly. It's like if your team's good enough to come playoff team, you're good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've had the last couple times I've played, like would have much rather face like the number 1 or number 2 seeded team than like the 5 or 6. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because honestly, a lot of times those 1 or 2 seed teams are teams that had really good teams for like 3/4 of the season, and they didn't work on their team because their team was so good. They're just like, I don't have to do anything. They didn't play the waiver. And then they suffer an injury or 2, and their team goes into the playoffs not that strong.
100%. And in my 10-team league, we have 6 teams to make the playoffs. So it's like, you have to be one of the bottom 4 teams not to make the playoffs, pretty much.
Yeah,
My league has only 4 teams in the playoffs.
Yeah, same in mine. Which does make it a little tougher because it's hard to be in the top 4. Like it's even in a 10-team league, it's hard to be in the top 4. Like you have to be good a lot.
So you don't have buys though in yours?
No.
Okay, so mine, the number 1 and number 2 team, they get a bye week, and then 3 plays 6 and 4 plays 5.
Yeah, that's how like all my 12-team leagues work. But in my 10-team home league, it's only a top 4. But it's okay because in my home league, like by midseason, only like 5 or 6 people are even trying anymore. So it's almost like 2/3 of the league get in the playoffs.
Do you guys put money on that one?
No, it's a free thing. That's where I got the jersey right here. Because like the winner gets a jersey of their choice, and I said just give me a toddler Alvin Kamara jersey.
Gotcha. You see, that's the one reason I like, because everyone chips in $20 for ours, and it just makes it so everyone like, no one just like quits. You know what I mean? No one wants to just like throw $20 away.
No, but when your team's out of it, your team's out. Like I used to play, my gym league was $100 buy-in, and we'd get 12 guys. So you're talking, like $1,200 in the pool or whatever, and guys would quit all the time. Like when you're 2-8 and your team's terrible, it's like,
no, that is true. That is true.
It's like you're not gonna make the playoffs. You're not gonna do anything. Your team's terrible. Guys would quit all the time. But yeah. But anyways, that was fun. Haven't done many 10-team drafts, so it's interesting to do that. And I will.
No, I think that's my first one of the off season. So
yeah, whenever we have our family league draft, I'll probably live stream it on YouTube.
And then any idea when we're gonna do the one for the channel? Or
Yeah, I've been thinking about that. We're probably won't draft until close. I don't like doing redraft leagues this early because you see like guys get hurt all the time.
Oh no, we do ours typically right after the last preseason game, like right after.
I got my draft on September 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, we always had. Obviously, we have to figure out a time that we can all draft, but yeah, definitely gonna say. I think I'll do two. I'll do one. I'll do ours like maybe a 12 team, and then I'll probably do like a 10 team one for everybody else if the other people on the channel want to do one.
Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
I'll message you guys directly and get it set up.
And then, do you have any more spots in the basketball one?
I think we have one spot left. We need one more to get this thing
One
going.
spot? All right, I'll try to hop on then.
Jump in it. Let's go.
I need to make another deposit.
Yeah, we have 11 people. We need one more. Jump in there.
All
If
right.
it's free, I could do it. If it's paid, I cannot. It's,
Yeah, it's I think you have to be whatever the legal gambling age is to
Is
sign
it like
up.
20? Is it 21? I think.
I can't remember if it was 18 or 21, so I just said legal gambling age because I didn't want to sound like an idiot and say like 18, and they're like it's 21. Oh,
Yeah, I honestly don't know what the legal gambling age is. Like,
yeah, I don't either. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they won't even let you create an account if you're under 18.
I know if you're on a cruise ship, it's 18. I know that.
Well, that's because you might be out in like different.
Exactly. Yeah. If you're over by Mexico, it's 18. But
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Discord has a certain age limit, and I'm under that limit. So
for real,
yeah,
that's wild.
I remember trying to sign in, and it was like, you can't do this. You're underage. I was like, what?
You just lied and said
Yeah, you
you're
gotta lie about your age, man.
Yeah, I did. That's why I used Discord.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess they probably don't want to be like liable or something. I really don't know why.
But on Discord, what? That's weird.
It is weird, but I think a lot of things I know ask for your age in terms of like, I think, well, no, I guess they don't. I was going to say some of the social media ones do, but I don't think they do actually.
The only strong part about my team last year in my fantasy team was my running backs. The rest of my team sucked, other than quarterback.
Who'd you have?
I managed to get James Robinson and Aaron Jones as my running backs.
That was
Plus
pretty good.
plus Gus Edwards as a flex. But then I had Russell Wilson as a quarterback, which wasn't bad. Then there's Evan Ingram, Austin Hooper, tight ends. Got Colts as my defense. And I got out wavered for the Giants defense, which I wanted.
Wait, so who are your wide receivers then?
Yeah, we're talking about defense over here. Who are your wide receivers?
Yeah, you're like beating around the bush. Who are the wide receivers now?
Well, I honestly forgot about the wide receivers because they all sucked.
I
The
was
only
gonna say, to have
the
Aaron
only
Jones
two
and James
receivers I
Robinson,
remember having are Marquise Brown and Emmanuel Sanders.
Ooh, yeah, not good.
Yeah, that's rough. Yeah.
Well, that will be the case this year. You'll be better this year for sure.
Trying to see it. I'm on my team and trying to get last season.
What do you think of this offer? I got offered Terry McLaurin and CEH for Calvin Ridley and James Robinson.
Is this dynasty or redraft?
Dynasty
Repeat it one more time.
is get Terry McLaurin and CEH for Calvin Ridley and James Robinson.
I would do that.
Yeah, I think I might do that. I mean, I definitely think Ridley will be better than McLaurin this year, but I think CH will be significantly better than Robinson. And you do get an age discount with McLaurin, so I'd probably take that.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, and I don't know how long they hold on to Matt Ryan in Atlanta either. So
Yeah, that's a good point.
that could be a rebuild very shortly.
So my 3 starting wide receivers were Marquise Brown, Emmanuel Sanders, and Antonio Brown.
Man, that's not good.
Wow.
Did you draft Antonio Brown or did you pick him up?
No.
Did you just not draft any wide receivers and then you just grab some guys off the waiver wire or what?
Well, I drafted Michael Thomas in the first round and he did nothing.
Yeah, that hurts. Yeah, that hurts.
That's true.
That's not really your fault though.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
Well, yeah, I could have taken Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
Yeah, would have been a little better than Michael Thomas for sure.
that would have worked out better. All right, y'all. I'm gonna hop off then.
All right, guys. Good job. We'll see you on Thursday.
Yeah.
Back to 12 team.